Asian sets, which would be the docks and the little house. And yeah, kick ass, because you put some regular figures on that from the pirate themes of later on Mega, and you're golden. So you got the little old school minifigures, the little midget ones, not fully articulated, but close to,
So do you have to assemble that hull, or
so the hull comes in
large pieces?
It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times 2. No, well, yeah, I guess on top would be the one big one at the front, the bottom piece, the 2 mid pieces, and then the 2 back pieces. And then if you open it up, it has a play area in the bottom, so it's the captain's quarters.
Oh, so wow. if you had 2 of those, could you make a longer boat?
No,
it wouldn't work,
because it's all front and back mid pieces and whatnot. However, the Assassin's Creed boat was all pieces like the Game of Thrones boat. So those guys, one day I'll get you 2 of those Assassin's Creed boats and build you like the different size boats that existed in the world. So like the bigger ships. So now older ones, no, but the newer versions, yes. So Game of Thrones boat, the Assassin's Creed boat, and I don't know if there's another one, but the Call of Duty ones were like that too. You had a couple of the pieces that were big, but then the rest were all put together as a solid block piece or whatever. But yeah, either way, that was good. I'll show you the other side just because it had the firing cannons and everything, but this is just the box. So the cool thing is that they're all like Asian dragon themed. So even the cannon looked like a dragon.
Yeah, I like that.
And it shoots the cannonballs, which were all the same for all the sets from dragons and knights and all that stuff. So then you got the little shields. So if you get a good, like fake cannons down here, obviously, but you're getting something different. So the ribbed. Right. Well, I guess I got that one was put on wrong. I have to switch that out.
So is that like a 2005 Mega Bloks? Or?
No, I think Pirates of the Caribbean were 2010s.
Oh, really?
Around there.
Okay, yeah. But it is Mega Bloks.
But it's the full-on Mega. It's got the old school Mega, the figures that were the stunted ones. And yeah, so it's cool. Now, a lot of these pieces were used in all the themes, right? The different themes. So anything from dragons and whatnot, but they'd either color it different. So even these guys were available in the King Arthur sets for that theme in the back. So yeah. Who doesn't love boats, right? Like it's got the fishnet to climb up into the back, the old awnings. Even the Asian themed characters, the Swan or whatever her name is, the girl that turned pirate, right?
I love that. I love those figures.
Oh yeah, there's Barboza in the back there.
Nice.
So let's see if I can get you to see him right about there. Yeah. Captain Barboza, a little
no one of the bad stereotypes guys. Whatsoever.
One of the admirals. Yeah, I know, eh? So wait, let's turn it around. I'll show you.
Oh.
That's okay. This guy. Yeah, nothing like a little Fu Manchu to tell you who you're dealing with, right?
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
And it doubles for the Star Trek series.
Yeah. Oh gosh, yeah. Doesn't it? Yeah. I would love to see Mega re-release some of the old stuff. Obviously, this is licensed and you can't really get away with that stuff now. But I would love them just to do generic stuff, right? Like we keep talking about, even Lego does their own generic city and all that stuff. They got to get on board and just release their King Arthur line again. That stuff's all public domain now, I would think, right? So
I mean, you could do King Arthur, Robin Hood. There's so much.
Yeah.
That's out there that. No.
Well, let's see. Hopefully, one day they just become like get a little bit of more stuff out there. Because I think was there new stuff that they had posted lately, Rick? Like anything new that they were themes coming out?
Mega.
I know the Hot Wheels we got the new cars. But
Witcher is the only.
The Witcher was the latest one, yeah.
And that's honestly one set.
Yeah,
right? I mean,
yeah.
And if that was what they're using to test the waters.
Yeah, but they got to know that these are like legit niche markets that are only going to apply to the computer guys or the gaming guys, not the mass marketing like the other generic ones would do. Because remember, Mega did the Cat Builders series, the World Builders. So they had police, fireman. What was the other ones? Construction. I got a bunch of those sets that were kick ass and like legit, everyday use stuff. I don't know. We'll see how it all goes.
Yeah.
That's
yeah, thanks for my time. There's my little Mega contribution.
That's pretty good.
It's those little secret, like not secret, but those little cool sets that kind of just stand out from everything else.
Yeah.
And if you get one that's complete, like this one I got not too long ago, like a couple weeks ago or last week, and I'm like, these people put this on a shelf and never touched this thing again. So it's decent. I have one boxed, I think, somewhere, but it's always nice to have one that you can just crack open and let the kids go at it, kind of thing.
I was out today. Me and wifey, we were bouncing around getting stuff for the car and stuff for, she wanted a new Fitbit to, wear, monitor stuff. And I'm in Best Buy. I'll tell you, I hate going to Best Buy.
And that would be because they are like bad customer service, or is it because they have too much going on in there?
Well, like they don't for their inventory. So I'm looking for. I have a dash cam.
Yeah.
Like so, this week I spent time cleaning up the new car because we had moved the stuff from the old one to the new one. Like,
you got a new car,
right? Yeah. And when I did that, I just shoved everything in the trunk and everything. My wife shoved everything else in the console, and I just didn't look at it for a week and a half. Like, don't want to know how bad it is because it was really messed up. Everything else looks pretty, but open it up and it's horrible.
Yeah.
And I organized it and did some cool stuff, but it's like, okay, here's my dash cam. I go, this thing was nasty. I mean, it was in Russian and Chinese and whatever, and half of it was never set up right. It worked, but it was just miserable, and I wanted a new one with the screen on it because I used to have one with a screen, but that one didn't last long. And then my next two, I didn't need a screen. I said, screw it. I'll just check the memory card once in a while. But we go to Best Buy and said, okay, hey, there's a really nice one for $200 to $300, and then there's actually more entry level, but it had all the features of the more expensive one. I go, okay, that's what I want. And I look it up online, and we go to the first store, and of course the store has it, but it's supposed to come with a gift with purchase. They can't find it, not in stock. And then they give us the whole story. Oh, we can do this for you, we can do that for you. But I'm an impulse buyer. If you don't have it for me, I'll leave. Mm-hmm. And I think even the Fitbit thing she wanted wasn't even at the first store, so we said, screw it. We go eat, whatever, blah blah blah. Fine. On the way home, hit up another store. And it's like, we're getting a lot of the same runaround, blah, blah, blah. Oh, we have this, but we don't have that. It's like, but what was misleading about the website was because we were trying to check stores for locations and stuff, and pickup is absolutely different than delivered to store. And it was kind of a little bit weird looking at their website, but go through the delivery option and then choose deliver to store. So I don't want anything delivered there. I'm afraid of stuff getting stolen. And I'm not going to drop $400 on a Fitbit and a dash cam and have it get pinched at the door. But we did actually find one person who was nice and helped my wife because we had like gift cards and all this stuff, and we wanted to spend some of it. And it was like, okay, let's do this now, or we're never going to buy this stuff. And we did end up ordering it, so I'm waiting for that to come in. But I tell you, just they never seem to have what you want when you go to Best Buy. The inventory is never right. And that's been my constant experience. Even when I bought the computer I'm streaming on now a year ago. I mean, I went to how many stores? Like 4 stores between Staples and Best Buys before I ended up with, yes, it's the one I wanted because it was cheap enough, but it had all the ports for all the cameras I was going to hook up. And because
did you have to find the one that you were looking for, or were you shopping around to find the best deal in stock at the time?
Well, it's funny.
And then you found
the one I really wanted would have been my backup plan, but it would have been a lot more money.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't really need anything fancy. I just want something there. I just want something that's got the typical functions of a screen, good night light recording, and G-Shock, which is all you want on a dash cam anyway, right? And I debated going back and forth. Am I going to put one with the rear camera in again or not, whatever? Or am I going to use my old one as the rear camera? Because I can do that. I got a port to plug in the back of the car. So the new one's coming whenever it shows up this week. I'll be able to hook it up. But it's a miserable experience going into some of these stores like Staples and Business Depot.
And what is it? Is it just they lack the inventory in store, like the options? Or is it just the old stuff is kicking around on the shelf? And
well, what's horrible is Best Buy's a showroom now, and that's all they really are.
Yeah.
Half the stuff isn't there. they'll convince you to order it online, have it delivered to the store. I don't know if that's a security thing or what, but it's just like that's not how I shop. I'm an impulse buyer.
So this is almost like old school consumers distributing, where you see what you like, pick it, and then you eventually get to you in a roundabout way.
In some roundabout way.
So they're just trying to save on holding inventory instead of.
It feels like it.
Right?
Well, we went to one of the Best Buys we hit today was actually being renovated down in Etobicoke and Sherway Gardens location. And that one looked like a bomb hit. They should not have been open. They had caution tape in half of the lanes. Like as soon as you walk in, like they say, please wait here. I'll have someone come see you. Like they don't want you walking in the lanes. It's dangerous or whatever. It's like, dude, you guys shouldn't even be open if it's that bad.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was kind of sketchy. But the other night I've been going in Staples on and off for weeks to get a new chair, right?
Mm-hmm.
And because the one reason I haven't been doing anything online with you guys is, other than this show, is my back's killing me and the old chair was murder. And I finally decided the other night I'm coming home with a chair one way or the other. But I go into Staples, and it's after I drop my daughter off so she can go hang out with her boyfriend, and I hit the closest one that's between where I was and on the way home, and I go in there, and I can't get any help. I go to the back, and I'm sitting on all the chairs. I'm doing that tire kicking thing that everyone does.
But correct, it's Staples. It's Staples. There's never anybody around when you need them.
8 employees in there, right? 3 of them in the back. They see what I'm doing. I'm only looking at the more expensive chairs. I'm not looking at the $69 stuff. I'm looking at the $200 to $500.
Oh my gosh!
Right?
For that chair, 200 plus.
Yeah.
Wow.
Seriously.
Because I know these are a little high, but like, damn.
Oh, it's getting ridiculous. Well, I just remember in the beginning of the pandemic when you couldn't buy any of the chairs that were on their floor, which was funny because we had tried at the time. Like, because my wife was working from home and we had to find chairs for her and a chair for me at the time. And I ended up like sacrificing getting a crap chair. And then my daughter, we just got something cheap at IKEA. Like none of us got chairs we wanted at the time. I just remember how bad it was at the beginning of the pandemic because everyone was working from home and everyone was raiding all the office stuff. But so I'm in there the other night and, I'm tire kicking everything. And I'm not an idiot. I see the racking and I can't get anyone to help me. And I basically scale the rack. Can you imagine how dangerous this is? To grab this box that is, over a meter long. And, I thought it was 100 pounds. It definitely weighed a lot, but turns out it was only like 30 kilos, whatever. But it sure felt, just because of how big it is, it's hard to carry.
Yeah.
I walk that thing all the way through the store. No one, no help, no nothing. I get to the counter and the guy at the counter goes, "Is there anything else we can help you with tonight?" I unload on him. I go,
First of all,
there's one here. I pointed to the girl. She avoided me. He avoided me. You were looking at me and didn't come help me at all. You saw me.
Even the cashier too.
And I go, I should just be talking to corporate. I said something like that anyway. But it's like, yeah, I was not a fun guy that night to be around. And then I had to carry it all, and they didn't offer to help. And there was a girl with a trolley, didn't help me, nothing, right?
Yeah.
I don't care. I carry it right out to the car, and then I had to get it up here by myself. But my God, what a miserable experience it is to go to some of these retail stores.
But Rick, I'll tell you, Staples has been like that for over a decade. Where
the only thing I ever buy in there, I buy antivirus software when it's discounted, and that's it. I don't buy anything in there, honestly. Really, that computer streaming on. That was.
I think the last thing I bought there.
I looked in Staples because they have sales sometimes.
Yeah.
Actually, now that I think about it, even Screen, I tried to buy in Staples and I couldn't, and ended up buying in Best Buy.
Dude, the last thing I bought electronics wise at Staples too, and it happened to be there, was in like 2014, maybe 2015. And it was like the one printer that I wanted to make sure that I could scan. And they're like those multi ones. Yeah. But it was like a black and white Canon, blah, blah, blah. To this day, it's like a workhorse. But yeah, Staples is like, unless you need to go get some paper or something, you're not buying anything else there.
Do you know how much a ream of paper costs?
How much is it now? $8, $9? What is it?
I'll bet you it's closer to $10 now. The
Now
last
$10,
time we
yeah.
needed
And
a
you're
ream of
not
paper
getting
for my dog.
quality, because I know somebody was saying that to get true white, you're only getting like 90% white. You're getting like a shitty quality paper these days.
Well, I don't know. Last time we got was a 96, 97.
96,
bright.
97? Yeah, it's going down though, because even at Walmart, it's gone down to like 90.
Well, I mean, you have a
right?
choice, especially in
of course.
Staples.
You want to
have-
pay to have that choice, yeah.
But
Yeah.
the paper they would always keep near the cashier. I remember when it was like $3.99, $4.99. Now it's closer to 10.
That's brutal.
Yeah, everything's going
That's
on. It's
brutal.
just horrible.
So is that cartridge ink for your printer? Like now it's the price of a car? Like that was like more than the printer.
Everything I have is laser, but I'm always looking at all these, the one like Shaq Scott with the refills. Like they're getting a little bit smarter with this.
Yeah, I like the dry
simple refill system, but
well, that's the thing. I used to get the ink and they would dry out and all mess up, and then you couldn't do anything with it. So I went for the powder cartridge that you stick in. I forgot what the is it the
you
laser?
sure you're not talking laser toner? Yeah,
It must be laser toner, because it never goes bad. I get like 1,500 pages out of that sucker per right down to the last little micron, and you can usually get that on sale.
Shake it and put it back
Oh,
in
can you? Yeah, okay. Well,
yeah. Don't
I've
just
only had to
replace
change
it as soon as it dries out. Like,
dude, I've had
give
to
it a
change
shake
it one time. That's it. So I had a spare that I bought when it was on sale at Best Buy way back, and so I just threw that on the shelf because I knew I was never going to get that pricing again in the future. Because those
I buy the replacements, third-party replacements.
Oh, you get? Oh, yeah, you could. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
But I remember the days of the old Canon,
the
jets.
Yeah,
and we took those little square battery-sized cartridges, and you popped the hole. You bought that,
the refill kit,
risky refills, and you put them in. You made a mess everywhere. And the first 10 pages you printed looked horrible. Yeah.
Didn't you have to take alcohol and clean the nozzles, like the little?
There was a lot you were supposed to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I would sit there and take the bottom of the cartridge, go, okay.
Well,
it runs.
That explains a few things, Rick. Now we know.
Well, how did you use to test your batteries? You went,
Oh, we still do that. 9 volts. That's the only way to do it. It's still good. Hey, if your alarm's beeping, you know that's that. But hey, it's still good. Like off you go. But what uses a 9 volt these days? Other than that, right? That's too funny. Oh, dear thing.
The good old days.
Got new stuff. Just you
don't know how much fun.
I got a few new things.
You got a few new things? All right.
Yep.
All Lego, I'm sure. If you both boys.
Yeah.
What's going on? Wait, Rick, when was your last new bricks? Well, last time, a month ago?
Well, we've been kind of doing it like every week and a half to 2 weeks now.
Ah, okay. I missed a couple of
but that's all I've done now is these. I still haven't.
So I see you got the Masters of the Universe. Yeah. I saw those ones. But I don't remember you doing the Masters of the
By the way, look at the world's smallest mouse pad.
Oh, yeah?
Dude, this thing, it's a blanket that goes from my toes to my neck. It's 122 centimeters by 66.
A meter and a half almost? Holy cow.
Dude, yeah.
Meter and a quarter, yeah.
Wow.
Well, yeah, I wanted a mouse pad that was big and also for certain.
But why isn't the mouse just like laser?
Well, any yeah.
Oh, yeah, so you can use any surface. Yeah.
It works on any surface, but this is specific. I also wanted to do some of the builds like the white Lamborghini and stuff.
The question is that like anti-slip, that mouse pad, like, or is it?
Yeah, it's got like this rubberized hexagonal pattern on the bottom.
All right,
but
but it looks good if you can do the white bricks a little bit better and the light.
I'm hoping that's going to help a little.
What was the last thing you built? Was it the Neflees, or whatever?
Yeah,
the last
seriously.
one?
I haven't built anything, but I'll get back into it.
Like
especially now that the weather's starting to change and
you got your space theme coming up hard and strong there on the screen there. Was that one of the new ones, the Friends one?
Yeah, the Friends.
Do you know that Mega has a set like that too?
Well, the what do you mean, a girly one?
Yeah, I have the girly
one.
one.
Barbie theme?
Yeah, no Barbie, no, just regular girly theme. I'll have to find it where it is. But yeah, it has.
I know you got the big shuttle.
No, there's it's a little shuttle, like almost like an escape pod, but it's like a laboratory, space station, and the little vehicle in it, and two scientists, girls.
Yeah, my negotiation for the big shuttle.
Did you find one?
I found two. I found two.
New in box.
Sealed. Yep.
Sealed
And one
Nice.
was like almost showcase, like
Ooh.
pristine.
Okay. No go. What do you mean?
Couldn't make it
Open?
happen.
They wanted too
So,
much?
one where the shipping was ridiculous, and I said you
yeah, I
can do
know.
better on that. And then when I looked up where they were, it's like, well, I would love to do a road trip, but I got no reason to go that far other than that set. And that's
Which direction? Left or right?
actually way past you.
Okay. Oh,
And
there
come
is one.
where I
There was
am,
one near there. I remember there's
Yeah,
one kicking
like-
around. Yeah.
that gets expensive on gas, and
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Was it easier for my like for me in my area? Because everything's an hour away from there for me, from going west.
I mean, you're definitely closer, but that doesn't solve the problems, you know. So it's like,
I know there's a couple sleepers out there with the old people who just hung on to stuff.
well,
That
some
they
guys
didn't
won't
want.
ship. It's like, I don't mind the shipping, and then one guy wants to charge too much, and he wants, I want to do this and that. I want to have insurance. I go, okay, that all sounds great. And then when
Until
you add it all up, it's like,
Yeah.
okay, this is not what I want.
Minimum $30 for any bigger package,
Yeah.
and
I mean,
it
some
keeps
of
going
it gets
crazy.
ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, we'll figure that out. I'm sure there's going to be a set somewhere out there.
Well, Jane's asking what sets do I have to build right now. We're closing in on 400, so everything you see in the background has to be built at some point. So it's kind of ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, we just stopped counting and checking because it's all it does is make me wonder what decisions I'm making in life that I keep buying stuff. By the way, check this. I'll show you one thing.
Okay. Yep.
So remember these crappy
Cool.
cars.
Nice.
I was in Toys R Us with my buddy last weekend. Went out we ended up in Pickering, but we end up somehow at Mandarin. Now we're showing off the car, and because he's had a Toyota before and he bought a new one, but was it Suzuki or whatever? No, Hyundai. So it's like we're comparing stuff, and of course he likes what I'm driving and stuff. But we end up at a Toys R Us afterwards, and it's like, hey, I finally found the missing set from this wave that I had bought. Not that they were great, and the instructions were like, if I recall, they're printed on that one big stupid printout, and you got to flip it to do the other half. But yeah, I had the other cars, so now I've got the missing one. And actually, I think that's kind of the best looking one of the four.
Nice.
And super cheap. And somewhere, it's funny, they gave me coupons that if you add it up, cost are worth more than the car. So maybe I'll hand them off. I don't know if I'm going back to Toys R Us anytime soon. I did want to see what Jordan's got though before I
Want to see what I bought new, or what I found in my storage bin?
Surprise! On storage.
You found stuff in your storage bin. We got to start with the finds. That's the stuff you forget about. That's the best.
Yeah, I completely forgot I had this.
Yeah, let's see.
I have a whole set.
Nice.
Of these guys.
Whoa.
Interesting.
I've never seen this before.
Yeah, with the camera. Oops, sorry. I'll just take that off.
Ryan's in witness protection this week. He's not coming on screen.
Yeah.
Unless he wants to.
Yeah. I found these guys in storage bin.
Wow.
Nice.
And they're from
2000?
2004.
There you go.
Yeah. My sister got them for me, and I forgot about them.
Okay, that was going to be my next question. Was that something you were collecting, or did someone buy that for you?
Someone bought them for me. My sister did.
So let's ask the question: did you eBay inquire about the value of these yet?
I've never seen them.
I have not.
I don't care.
I'm really curious.
I have not yet.
What are these things worth now, 20 years later?
Yeah. Honestly, I would like to know what they're worth. So
it's funny. I think I have a set, something similar to forgot about it. I have it. It's a Star Trek original Enterprise playset bridge in a huge box. Playmates, maybe, or something like that. I bet you I got to find that in storage somewhere too.
Well, they definitely had the license or have a license for Star Trek, so that'd be something. I'm so curious what one of those is worth.
Which one?
There's
These guys?
a couple of toy guys. They're mostly wrestlers who, every week they show their toy hunts. But every time they go to these fantastic toy stores, they always end up showing me something I've never seen before from the last 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
So that to me is something that's right out of left field.
Yeah.
both from figure collecting and I even as a Beatles collector, you know.
Oh yeah.
But would that be based on a cartoon? I mean, because it's so cartoony looking.
Or the video. Isn't the video like cartoony?
I think so.
Yeah.
Oh.
Could be like anime style, right?
Mhm.
Jordan Jaden's asking if you Daily Bugle's worth to buy. Is that the one you got up there?
Yeah, it's worth buying. Thanks.
It's worth
looks,
it. It's
looks
figures,
detailed.
dude.
It really is. It's
25 figures.
25 figures?
Yeah.
Yeah, 25 figures. 2 or 3 super hot, super rare.
Is that like the most figures you get in any set?
No.
There's
but
more.
it's probably a tie. Well, like the Death Star, I think was up there.
Okay. You got all the extras.
And there might be one or two other sets.
See, I love.
There's two ways to build it. One with the wall exploding out and whatnot.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Oh yeah.
You can make variation on that, eh? Nice.
Yeah.
And what was the space shuttle again? Was that Overwatch or no?
Yeah, that's Overwatch.
It is Overwatch, right? See, I think
that's one of the I don't have.
Please do more vehicles, like stuff that like the shuttles and all this stuff. Like, that Death Star has 22.
Oh, look at that! I've been corrected.
Jaden clutch with the Wikipedia.
So maybe that one does have the most.
So 25 figures. Eh? How much is? So here's the question: how much is that thing worth to buy?
This?
Yeah, if you were to buy it retail right now, if available.
$450. I think that's what I paid.
Oh, you guys, your hobby just killing wallets left, right.
The figures are worth more than half, and a lot of people will buy
just the
2
figures,
sets. Right? They'll sell the figs for the second set, and then they just have more bricks to build taller.
Gosh, I am so glad that I got all the discontinued sets from Mega and all this stuff before they all went to La La Land. But because to buy some of these sets are like $200-$300 for some of the unique sets, like the helicopters and the Black Hawk and some of the boats and World War II stuff. Oh man. But these guys just hold their value like crazy.
Oh, Ryan's on the road. That's why.
Ryan, don't admit to driving with your phone.
Oh no.
That's okay. He's got Apple CarPlay or something.
There you go. Oh, but he's watching.
Although CarPlay doesn't do video, but that's what we're gonna say.
Unless he's got the neutral wire hooked up, right?
Yeah, something. Jesse, I'm sitting there trying to figure out how to get the YouTube working on CarPlay. By hook or by crook, I'm gonna make that work.
Does it have a video function? Your display?
Okay, so Apple CarPlay does not support that.
Okay.
I don't know Android Auto, but it's not worth me switching. But I'll find a way.
Oh yeah, because you're hooked on Apple stuff. Boo, boo.
It's so sweet in the car, man. That CarPlay is awesome.
So what is it? Direct control to your phone? That's why it's so good.
Well, see, they with the old nav kits and stuff in the car, they had some smarts. Well, now they're not so smart.
Yeah.
Either your Android or my Apple phone is going to be the smarts for.
Gotcha. Yeah.
The nav setup and your music and a bunch of. I mean, there's a lot of compatible apps, and it works pretty good. And compared to, my Max Pro phone, which is pretty big.
But that's the question, like, Rick, do we really need your phone capabilities being on your car dash when you're driving?
Well, no,
this is what all the law enforcement says.
Now,
you need to be paying attention to the road, right?
Like, no. Well, no. Here's the thing: the phone goes away now.
Yeah, but you still got distractions in that dash.
It's no more distracting than anyone with a Garmin Nuvi.
Yeah.
Because now I got this.
How about you look at a map before you drive?
10-inch screen here.
Right, Jordan? We used to look at maps and actually visualize our path to the destination. Now it's just like turn left on the
cliff. Printouts. I remember in 2000 MapQuest printouts.
MapQuest.ca with directions.
Yeah,
40 directions here, pages of directions. And I remember George, the truck driver.
Yeah.
Do you have any Pearlies or any other map books or anything?
I don't.
The old map books. Yeah, hey,
they still
sell them.
My dad had probably 3 different map books. And one of them
my dad did too, but I don't have any of them.
Like the US, USA, and Canada only kind of thing.
Yep.
But could you imagine trying to update those books now? You'd be like riding around with an encyclopedia.
My dad's last book had the Tim Hortons locations at the time. as I guess maybe it was a sponsored thing or something, but it was noted. Because, hey, that's something truck drivers would want to know. Where's their tippies? And I thought it was kind of cool. Now, of course, Google Maps, whatever, McDonald's pops up, Timmy's pops up, Walmart pops up. I mean, all that garbage does. But, yeah, I tell you what a change. But no, dude, when you go Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, once you figured out how to make that work, you can't go back.
Yeah.
And it's so... And just after a week or two, literally, as soon as I get in now, whether I plug in the phone or not, I just drop it. I don't look at it, not touching it.
No, that's good.
None of this.
But
what I will do, though,
do you make phone calls? Wait, Rick, do you make phone calls when you're in the car?
Not many. I'll receive.
Not really, right?
Yeah. I'll receive a call, but I won't make many calls.
It's worth it. It's worth it if you need to do that on the road. Like if you need to talk to the wife, grocery store list, update, blah, blah, blah. But she can text you just as easy. And we're just getting lazier with how things we're doing, right? When you do you do music in the car at all off your phone? Like Spotify and all that kind of stuff?
Well, less music because of my hearing, but more podcasts. I listen to
podcasts. Yeah.
Spoken word. Right.
So you're using it through your phone, right, to connect with whatever you either downloaded or live, right? Or
most of the you got your music app, your Spotify app. My Downcast is the app I use on Apple. Yeah. But all kinds of. They're all so many are compatible with this setup. It's really, really slick. And both camps have been pretty good about updating. Like I got friends with Android Auto and they don't seem to be complaining. Like it's usually that learning curve to make it work. And then once you've figured out and you've got it working, you figured out the connections and stuff.
Yeah, I've got away with just having a simple little Bluetooth dongle hooked up to my stereo in the car just via headphone jack. And I just turn that on and that's it.
Well, I remember the days of having the tape adapter.
I have one of those. I still got a Monster. Hey, I got a Monster brand tape adapter. Okay.
Oh, wow.
I have that somewhere. I can.
And you knocked Apple people and you bought a Monster product.
No, I didn't buy it. Somebody I know needed it because they had a tape deck in their Beetle. Yeah. And there's actually my ex. And so I'm just sitting here going, how the hell am I going to play any music on your car? Because it's shit radio, whatever. And you want to hook up your phone because phones are doing more than a computer these days. And I'm like, okay, well, I actually had to go online. Monster's brand tape adapter. I'm like, all right, done. You hook it up to the earphone jack and you're good to go. But yeah, it's still like, I had an 8-track when I was younger in a car. And that was amazing just playing 8-tracks.
I had my dad's somewhere, and I always swore I would find a way to put it in a car, and I never did.
that'd be literally like hooking up a 5.5-inch diskette reader player to your computer right now, and hooking us up with something.
Well, I had one plugged into my 386 back in the day.
Oh, the Pentium, yeah. That's funny. I still have.
No, not Pentium. This is 2 or 3 generations before Pentium.
Yeah. The first one, the 386, was just the basic one. Yeah. But what was it? The
386 was the first one to have multitasking.
Yeah. I still have a Dell laptop computer. Sorry, a Dell computer media, right? One with all the little add-ons in there. So it has all the multi-disc reader, all the cards, the compact flash, all that crap, and the CD burner and the diskette drive, the big diskette drive.
This was one of my stupid projects this week. To find a use for my iPhone 7 that won't hold a charge. I kid you not. So I plugged it in overnight just to see, because I hadn't been on in over a year, and I took it off the charge. My wife went to the washroom. By the time she come out, it lost 20% of the battery. So it's like, okay, that battery's toast, right?
Yeah.
From 80% down to 20%, me trying out different, and we're talking 20 minutes tops without it being plugged in, finding a clock app I like to turn into at least something I could use. But literally, it's a permanently plugged in phone now. I love the clock, but I figured maybe I'll use it during my live streams, but I don't know. Yeah, that's not great during this one because of course it's going to be blocked. But I don't like, and my iPhone 4 is on the couch, by the way. It's like
4. What's it for? Just browsing and
Well, I got to find a cable to charge that again. But that one won't.
Will it? Will it turn on?
It'll turn on. I have no doubt, but it'll be tethered to a plug forever if I do anything with it.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that one's going to be harder to find anything useful because it won't even take a recent enough version of iOS to use any cool apps. At least that 7 takes it takes a 15 whatever iOS. Recent enough that it's useful, but yeah, I don't know what else to do with them. Yeah, I don't want to throw them out. I mean, just you can still do stuff with them.
I got my iPhone 4S out in the garage to play.
Well, you know what you can do with the phones? You could turn them into heads-up displays for your car.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah.
There's a lot of software so that, and then you just put it in the windshield. And if your windshield doesn't have any tint at all, which it really shouldn't, you can always get a very, very, very light tint if you need it. But if you drive at night, like mostly I do, it's fine.
What would you use? For years. What would you display? What would you display on that then? If it's just a backup?
Well, you can get apps it'll put either your GPS or your speed. Because I have a heads up in my car now that I bought separately because I was sick of toasting my old phones. And because putting anything in your front windshield is a great way to ruin it eventually.
Yeah.
But yeah, for a long time I had the iPhone. When I bought the 7, I put the iPhone 4 as a heads up until eventually I said, screw it. I bought a proper heads up that connects to the OBD2 port.
Oh, that'd be good.
Yeah. And I still run it because I love it, because I love having my speed and my RPMs.
You got the tachometer function. Yeah.
Right there. And it's not distracting. It's in my field of vision. I don't have to change focus. Like, I think it's amazing. My wife doesn't even notice it's there. Because you just kind of learn to live with it and look through it. I think every car should have it as a default feature.
Oh yeah, it's in your field of vision.
Nothing. Yeah, costs nothing to put a little cheap panel there.
Yeah, most new cars have that little display, don't they? Coming out
as more and more of them do. I know some of the German makes, they love putting that stuff in, and it's like, why not? I think it's great. But you could add it to any car for $20 to $40. Pretty easy. Heads up display. It's not bad. Because any car in the last 20 years has the OBD2 port.
Yeah.
So your only real issue is, where do you run the wire? And it's not a big deal because, on top of dash, it's only about 8 inches. And then I run into the door frame, down the seal of the door frame, back underneath to where the pedals are. And that's where my port is. And, zip tie up the wire. And you wouldn't even, people don't even realize it's there. So they just think it's almost stock looking.
Yeah.
But in the summer, with the sunlight, I can't really see it. So I don't worry too much about it. But now that we move into the fall, I'm going to work in the dark. I'm coming home in the dark pretty much. I love having that. And it also means I don't have to lower my eyes to look at the dashboard, the console too much. So for me, it's a good idea.
Oh, yeah.
I don't find it any more distracting than anything else. If I have to look down all the time, I think that's more concerning. That's why I don't understand why it's not a default function. It's cheap for them to do.
Well, it'll become a safety thing one day, right? It'll become a requirement, like the side view mirror, rear view mirror.
Yeah.
Right? That'll come. That'll eventually come. All right, what you got? Let's get some new bricks on the table.
Okay. So we're out bumping around, me and my wife, and it's like, okay, since we're near Yorkdale, hey, we got to walk into the store. And, I was looking at the big box that I want to get, but the gift with purchase was not worth it for me. This is not a buildable set or whatever. So it's not that I won't get the UCS, but it's like, now I could play that game of, when do I get it? I want to make sure I get the most gift with purchases. And what's really cool is, other than the stupid one I didn't want, I get all the gift with purchases I could have got anyway, but not by buying some other stuff. So let's pull out some stuff here. Okay, so smallest gift with purchase was it? Halloween VIP add-on.
Yep.
That's another thing I will never open. And actually, someone's already asked me for, like, the cats in
What's the actual set? Just a little diorama?
No, it's not. These are just basically spare parts.
Spare parts.
No instructions. That's not instructions in there as far as I know. I mean, I don't think you're building anything.
No, it's
just an add-on pack, literally. VIP add-on pack. And, I think it's cool enough for some people. I mean, it's better than nothing. I would definitely, for me, nothing I would go out of my way to, I got to get this. But I know a lot of polybag collectors, they will go nuts and hey, this is what they got to do to get this. So, cool for them.
Yep.
Let's see. Okay. I can already tell what this one is. So, this was actually another gift with purchase.
Nice.
What's neat is I didn't qualify for this.
Oh.
The guy was super nice to me and wifey. So, of course, I gave, they always give you the receipt and they say, can you go online? Half the time I don't bother. Trust me, I went online because I think I was 25 shy of whatever the threshold was for this.
Nice.
But the 40596 Magic Maze, and now that I look at it, it's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm going to make sure I get at least one more.
So do you start at that first part right there, or is that the ending on the left? Looks like the end. So where do you start? At the top red on the right?
Actually, there's a little green start point.
There you go.
So
okay. Oh, so it does come that way. So do you have to tilt it to go through the maze, or what?
Yeah, it's
almost like Labyrinth.
Oh, cool.
It looks like a new take on Labyrinth.
Well, here's the thing. There was a beautiful marble maze set made by J.K. Rowling. Not J.K. Rowling. J.K. Brickworks. Lego did as a Lego Ideas set. Wow, I want to say 7 years ago now. And he came to Yorkdale for signings. That's the nice thing about the Yorkdale location was they would bring in people, and so I got like a signed copy of the set. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, cool. I don't have much in the way of designer signing stuff, but that was kind of cool. So I love the fact that the actual box, heavy duty box, not one of those cereal thin boxes, but yeah, it's pretty cool. And like I said, I didn't actually qualify for it, so got that. Oh, the big one that I might have. Going to end up ripping something.
Nice. Oh, yeah.
Nice. Halloween cat and mouse.
Mm-hmm.
So anyone who's been around enough knows that the seasonal stuff is wifey's.
Nice.
Well, no, she's built up quite a collection of whether it's Christmas or Halloween or Easter or whatever.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome.
And we missed out on this previously and then long forgot about it. But yeah.
Oh, that's really cool.
Cute.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. Oh, wow, there's a couple more. Okay. And then, let's see. Lego Nutcracker.
Oh, geez.
We actually have now a fair collection of Lego Nutcrackers in different sizes. Including like a rare one that was like an employee gift or something back in the days. Yeah. And this one, I didn't even know this was out, but I love it. You can rebuild it into an even creepier looking one. I mean, they're neat builds, but nothing I go out of my way for.
Oh, yeah, same here. I only go out of my way for the Star Wars ones.
Yeah. Well, that's what brought me back, right? In 2012, my buddy gave me the TIE Fighter.
Yeah.
And then I had to buy the matching X-Wing.
Mm-hmm.
It exploded for me.
Oh.
Yeah. So I blame him. And it's funny now because, while he had a massive collection, he's got some great pieces, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But doesn't match this ridiculousness.
Yeah.
And then my wife spotted this one. Ornaments. And I kid you not, we've got, I think, all of them from the last half decade or so.
Oh, really?
And she does hang them on the tree. So it's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know why they say customize unless they encourage us with extra parts to mess around.
Yeah.
But yeah, little gingerbread looking guys.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, gingerbread ornaments. I mean, some of some of the ornaments were cool, but then others were like they're too heavy, and I feel they would just drop or break or whatever.
Yeah.
So got that. Anything else in there? No. All right, I'll show the last one.
Okay. Oh.
Now
no way.
This is the one that
that looks so cool.
every year they release one big seasonal set.
Yeah.
And we missed out, like when I got back into collecting, when I got back into Lego, and it's like, this was not stuff for me.
Yeah.
And she wasn't involved in the hobby at all, but we made the mistake of getting her one set.
Uh-oh.
And then it was like we went back and started getting the other sets. And even if her interest was a little low, I've never missed getting the annual seasonal set because they're decent value. They're really good builds.
Yeah.
And it's like, I kid you not, like virtually every one of them, she still has built in a cabinet.
Nice.
Like her cabinet, we haven't broken anything down, but she's kind of at that point where I was a year ago.
Yeah.
She's going to have to choose to break some stuff down to continue to build because I don't even know where to put this set unless I put it in storage. And I don't want to put this away in storage. So
no, that's
hopefully she builds
looking
this one this year. But the thing is and I'm looking at it overhead. Let's see.
Yeah. Yikes.
That one there. Well, that's the Home Alone house.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The ultimate Christmas set, as far as I'm concerned.
Definitely is.
And that is something that we intended to build last year and we didn't. Because it's got, I think, 25 bags.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so it'd be perfect, right? One a day.
Oh, yeah. One day a bag?
Yeah.
Wow.
So we'll see, but now we got this.
Yeah.
But it's like, dude, that set is just too cool.
Oh, that is, yeah. I really love how they did the whole, like, logs there.
Yeah.
That's what I love is just the
they did 2 years back to
design.
back where there was a train and then a train station, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the way she's got them put together. So
yeah,
got all the figs there.
Nice.
So yeah, when I had decided we were going to the Lego store, this was the only thing I had any intention of walking out with.
Oh yeah.
She spotted that, and she started looking. This literally would have been hit and run because I wanted to see the UCS Venator built. I did.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm committed to it. I now know for a fact I cannot put it in the cabinet as is unless I cockeye it, which is the same problem I have with the UCS Death Star that's somewhere over me. Those two are such a pain in the ass because, like, when I did the Falcon, it's great. I built the fancy stand for it.
Oh yeah.
The Efferman stand so that it can go on. It's almost a 70-degree angle.
Yeah.
And it's great. Anyone who has that UCS set, I recommend they do that because that's just a great way.
Yeah, I got my Falcon sitting on my center coffee table. It's literally the centerpiece of my living room.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
What do you do for dust, or you just keep it clean?
I'll just dust it every now and then. Yeah. I should get something to like cover it, but
there's some. I tell you, I see some people get some nice tables and stuff.
Yep.
IKEA years ago actually had the perfect table, but then they discontinued it. So people have been trying ever since to come up with a good alternative.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely want to try and keep the dust off it because it's tough to keep clean it afterwards when it's caked on.
Oh yeah, it is.
Because you'll find that you'll get a lot of micro, just like a car, you get a lot of micro abrasions.
Mm-hmm.
But that was our little haul. My one non-Lego, my Dragon Block, which, if memory serves, is not great. But I kind of have an affinity for some of these things that aren't great, even if I know they're not so great. But like they actually have a set of SR-71 Blackbird.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And you could buy it in Toys R Us, I think.
Okay.
The problem is they're currently charging $41. The exact same set with the exact same bricks minus the box, because all Dragon Block does is they're an importer. They just package up the AliExpress stuff and put it in a pretty box.
Mm-hmm.
and it's $20-ish on Taobao, AliExpress, whatever. So it's like, for me to go to Toys R Us and pay $41 full price, or maybe a little less with my coupons and stuff, it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Hey, Hobby, Shazam.
Hello.
I got enough sets for her that have Santa already, including the one that called the reindeer battle pack. You know, you get the sleigh with the reindeer and stuff. And we got 2 of those, so you get all the reindeer you could ever want. But she really digs all the seasonal, and it's cute and stuff.
Oh yeah.
The only thing is she doesn't. So I get all this space to build, right?
Yep.
She builds on what's basically TV dinner stands.
Oh,
Okay,
that's not. You got to give her own desk, Rick.
Well, she has her workstation, but she won't build there.
Don't build there. Got to build in front of TV or
a long
something.
time ago, we kind of made it. She can't sit here because she ruined. After I had just me and my buddy had refinished my desk and turned it into the white desk you see, because it used to be brown.
Yeah.
Like she mucked it up because like she's like an elephant in a china shop, you know. So I said, you can't be doing that because you know you're going to cause an earthquake and bring this all down on me or something, you know. I like to think I build pretty good, but you never know.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, she's actually welcome to sit down at it, as long as she doesn't mess up maybe anything I might already have here. I don't know. We'll figure out. But I am changing something. I don't know what. I've been wrestling with it for a month. Like, how can I open it up more? Maybe I don't have my face on the camera so much, because if I take the headshot off,
Yeah,
then I could open up the space more. Because one of the things I did here was turn it into more of a studio setup, so I had this background and stuff. But if I'm not showing off this stuff,
but
I
that's
can
what.
go back to the way it used to be.
Can you tandem like front to facing each other kind of thing?
What do you mean?
Like you're like an Office Space style, where you're on one side of the desk, she's on the other side of the desk. You guys are facing each other's workstation.
Oh God, I don't know. Because one of the
room.
We got trouble.
Oh, hey.
Oh, Ryan,
Hey,
you made it homeless safe. That's right.
yeah.
I heard you made it homeless.
Oh, safe. That'd be dangerous if you're like in some hotel lobby. You're like, I'm homeless. Oh.
Actually,
How are things out west there? Are you getting colder? Today's dropped in our area. We've dropped down to what, 8 degrees now?
Yeah, it was
down 8.
it was 2 degrees this morning. We
Whoa.
might get frost tonight.
You're gonna get frost.
I was complaining about the cold. It was 14 and 15 degrees,
Yeah.
and we were shivering outside because we went out in our t-shirts.
You're probably
today.
wearing t-shirts and his shorts. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I did have jeans on, but we were both
okay.
cold today when we were
Ah,
out.
yeah.
Well, yesterday we had that funeral and we had to stand outside for about 15, 20 minutes. Like all the pallbearers are out there.
Freezing your
We're
butts off.
standing there and just everyone's teeth are chattering like,
Yeah.
how are you doing? Yeah, I'm okay.
We were lucky. We only had to do that for 5 minutes today outside with the wind. So we're like, okay, let's go. Let's get wheeled it right into the church, and we're like, okay, now we're good.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, it's tough. The winter's on our doorstep, right?
Oh, I know.
Oh yeah.
I bet you we'll still get it late. Hey,
Hey.
hello.
Pretty girl.
Hello.
Pretty soon.
I'm watching Hocus Pocus. I need chips. You can only watch Hocus Pocus for chips.
Ryan, you got a job. Ryan,
Or at least
Yeah,
popcorn.
I got work to do here.
got work
apparently.
to do.
I was going to show you my haul.
Huh?
Here's my birthday gift.
Nice.
I got it for him.
Oh wow! I haven't seen this one.
maskless. Nice.
Wait a
Wait a minute.
that's my
Would this
first
be when
Funko
he's
Pop.
dying? Would this be when he's like the death?
Oh! This is the first one.
Yeah. What's it say on the
Uh-oh.
bottom? What's in red there, Ryan? The red
What?
script. The red
What's that?
script on the box there. What does it say? Bobblehead. Oh, just that. Okay. I thought it was like a description.
Yeah, it just says bobblehead.
Yeah.
And so it's the anniversary. It's the 40th.
40th.
That's a nice one.
Look at that. And got a new Star Wars book.
No, thanks.
Ooh,
Nice.
Shadow of the Sith.
Shadows of the
Okay.
Yeah.
What timeline is that supposed to be in? Where about?
So
We're in the timeline. I mean,
So do you remember in? Well, that would be in the the last of the third trilogy or whatever, when they're searching that desert for that Ocho or whatever the heck his name was. Remember they go through that like quicksand and there's that serpent or whatever.
oh, okay.
It's basically because they talked about how Lando and Luke had searched for it years
Oh,
earlier.
yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's,
looking for
it's
the
about
lost
that.
ship. Yeah,
it's about
okay.
them searching for that assassin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's all his idea. Taking credit. Yeah.
She's not camera shy. You got to be kudos for that.
Oh,
man.
I know. She's right
Loving
in
it.
there usually.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
I tell you,
No,
Ryan.
my son wants to jump on and do gaming YouTube stuff, like review videos of his own games and stuff. So he's got it. I should get you guys to subscribe to his channel. It's at Fiery Plays 777. FIERY Plays 777. And he's just loving it when he gets like 100 views on his. He's like, "Oh, it's going viral." Well, it's short, and everybody's flipping through the shorts real fast. But he's turning 8 this on Halloween, and I'm just like,
Oh, cool.
he wants to go all out and have this stuff. Gives him a little mission to do. So I'm gonna have some fun with that. Hook him up with like a computer to do some editing and stuff like that. You know what? Give him something to do. Keep him busy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
I'll tell you, Ryan, you could do what, like, remember Emmasaurus, how she took over her husband's internet, all his socials, because it wasn't her thing in the beginning; it was his.
Really? Huh.
Oh yeah, Emmasaurus with the Lego. The Lego thing was his hobby, and she appeared once or twice.
And it's funny now. She took off. Now she's got him doing all the Now she's doing the videos or whatever, and like any like the new sets and reviews. Now she's like dishing it off, and her husband he's doing all the work for her now.
It's funny that you bring that up with the kid taking over. I think my kid might end up taking over the Mega stuff when I start getting into it, because he's going to be really into building all those sets, the spaceships, the Halo.
Oh yeah,
all that stuff. I bet he'll get into that. Well, he already likes playing with the sets that I set up for just, trying to figure out if they're all complete or whatnot.
And
but they'll go
love
nuts.
the old stuff.
Yeah, I know. Plus the thing is, though, you won't see this as a teen these days. Like all this stuff is either way too expensive or hard to find, right? So I can only imagine him building the Mammoth one day, because I've got an extra one that's opened, or throwing down on one of the big Infinity ships or something. Even like I've got a little armada of tanks that just, he could do some customizations to and whatnot. So it'll be interesting, because he's not shy about being on the YouTube. He'll talk to the screen as if he's talking to the whole world. So it's kind of like your daughter. How old's your daughter there, Ryan?
10.
10. So yeah, in 2 years, it's going to be just all out, just like that. It's like, let's go. Make it the norm, right?
She's definitely not shy anyway.
Well, no, that'll work for you guys.
That works. Get a good little following.
Yeah.
Got a green ball for some.
You better get those chips.
I gotta let you guys go. We need chips in this bowl. She goes.
And you're watching Hocus Pocus.
Popcorn. Hey man, you gotta have popcorn if you're watching movies.
Sit down. It's movie night. So you get to see what's her name,
wife,
Barbra Streisand or whatever.
I know Chantel. She always wants
the new one?
It's the movie theater popcorn. It's like, so she'll do skip the dishes. Like Jesus, it's like $25 to get popcorn.
Oh, it's get the real deal stuff. Oh no!
Wow.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my god!
No. You might as well just go
but
to
it
the
is
theater.
good. It is really.
Me and
good,
my wife went out for breakfast this morning. $70. It's getting ridiculous.
Guys, what a waste.
Cora's.
You enjoyed it, but damn.
Yeah, well, that's it. I'm not even kidding.
Ouch.
Well, thanks for dropping by, Ryan. I mean, I was making jokes you weren't going to make it. And that you were in the witness protection program again.
Yeah. I heard you.
Oh.
I heard that.
And I'm making up like, he's hacked.
I was giggling. I was like,
Carplay, so he can watch us.
Well, I was giggling because I heard you make that comment, and I'm like, he didn't read everything I typed.
No, I
Oh,
read them in the wrong order too.
Rick, you're getting
Yeah.
blasted by Jade. He's like, you could have spent
Yep.
70 bucks on Legos, and like, no doubt, but he's still
I can't
had to
actually see the chat. I got a lamp in front of it right now, so that's why I keep leaning back so I can see the chat.
Well, nice talking to you guys. I'm gonna take off
Take
here.
it easy.
Happy
All right.
Thanksgiving, buddy.
Take it easy.
fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, you too. Later, man.
Yeah, actually, we're heading to my mom's tomorrow. She's cooking. We
Yeah.
bought desserts today for it,
Nice.
and she's cooking up a storm first thing in the morning. We'll head over at 4 and eat at 6 and have a headache by 8 because my family's loud.
Are you gonna come on? Are you gonna come in line
Yeah, my
and have
family's
your
loud
belt,
too.
your belt unbuckled and zoned out?
Well,
trying-
yeah,
trying to
I'll wear
persuade
the looser jeans tomorrow with no belt just to, be comfortable.
Build something. Hey, you know what? Build something tomorrow, even as small as it can be. Just build something tomorrow for fun. While you're there.
Well, if not tomorrow, it'll be Monday because I'm
yeah,
gonna
Mondays
build
are
something.
might open too. We got the big Thanksgiving Oktoberfest parade here in Kitchener. The big one that always the
I'm
yearly
trying
one.
to find something to do tomorrow morning, and the only thing I could find was London, but I was there a month ago.
Yeah, London.
So-
Well, hey, Norfolk County Fair is on right now, and that's massive for that area. So look up Norfolk County Fair.
Yeah.
If
Okay.
you want to do something tomorrow, I think that would be good because they have an insane, what do they call it, the gangway, not gangway, like causeway stuff.
Okay.
Like it's like a mini C&E with all the
Really?
farm stuff and vendors and all that stuff. So
That
look
might
up
be okay.
Norfolk, Norfolk.
Problem is, it's going to be raining all weekend.
I know,
Yeah.
but you know what? Down when you go past Kitchener, it's hit or miss with the rain. Look at the radar
Really?
map and figure
Okay.
it out. Yeah, I think tomorrow's supposed to be 50% ish, so it couldn't. You don't know, right? Yeah, typical October weather for this area. I've seen it snow on Thanksgiving for the parade. I've been sitting on that, curbside, and all of a sudden, flakes of snow are hitting us. So that was probably
Jeez,
what.
I wonder when
50
our Santa Claus parade is coming because that's
That's
no,
November
that-
usually, isn't it?
yeah.
It's too bad you're not here for Monday. That'd be fun to enjoy that Oktoberfest parade because it's Oktoberfest / Thanksgiving.
Well, see, I had to book off tomorrow because tomorrow's normally a work day.
Oh, that's right. But Monday's
So
a
I
holiday.
booked off. Yes, so
Yeah.
I'm off Sunday, so I only work 2 days when I go back. So
Well,
yes.
that's the way to do it. Catch those holidays and throw them in.
Well, in Christmas holidays, I'm only going to work 3 days out of the 2 weeks, so it's kind
Oh,
of
it matches up with that schedule. The
yeah,
way
because basically Christmas falls on
midweek,
Monday.
isn't it? Oh, it's Monday now.
25th
Okay.
is a Monday,
So 26th you get off too,
and
right?
31st is a Monday. Yeah, so you
Ah.
get 5 and 6 off.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
So I make sure I book the 2 Sundays. So unless my
Nice.
boss pulls a whammy on me, I should be good.
Yeah.
That's the
Nice.
plan.
Yeah. Oh, you want to see what I bought yesterday? Before work?
Absolutely.
Peak.
I'm just trying to figure out which screen to give you here. Let's see.
Oh, the Jurassic Park stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I bought just this one for now. I want to get the rest of them.
Question: is the big gate set one of those hard to find ones? The gate, the
Probably
main
is
entrance.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
I'm pretty sure that one's retired now, isn't
I
it?
think
Yeah,
it retired.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that one sitting in my living room. I got Yoda Starfighter.
Ooh.
I have the
Yeah.
original. I'm curious
it-
how
I
different
have-
that one is.
I have the original too, and I was gonna do a comparison video between the two.
Oh,
Oh,
really
that'd be
cool.
good. Like actually build it. Build
I was
both.
gonna build it. I already
then-
did a build video for the other one, and then I was gonna do a comparison video.
Nice. Let
like
us know when
that.
when you do it.
Oh, yeah,
That'd be fun
will
to
do.
see. So that comes with another figure, another Yoda figure.
Yeah, another Yoda and another
And an
R2D2.
No
Oh, is it
Yoda
R-
figures with the Yoda shit.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
but
I know
yeah.
you never know when somebody's trying to sell something.
I'm waiting for them to make a UCS Grogu that has the little baby bassinet thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just a big silver, like a ball thing. It looks like a silver Pac-Man.
Yeah.
When
that'd be
are they
okay.
doing? When are they doing season? What is it? Season 4 for that? Season 4, 3?
I don't
Yeah.
know because the way they're
anything?
playing this whole universe of Star Wars is weird.
Yeah, they're like trying to do the little side stories to match up the timeline.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Well,
I mean, they're not
what do you think-
cheap, and these guys aren't working cheap. So
What did you
Yeah.
guys think of the Ahsoka series?
I love
I'm
it.
not done yet. I'm
Oh,
at least
shoot,
one
dude.
episode
Ah.
behind.
You know what's funny? You can predict what's going to happen. It's essentially.
Well,
what
I
it's
definitely feel it, and
Yeah.
actually, even my wife read some stuff online. It's like,
Yeah.
don't tell me that. I didn't watch it. I got real mad at her.
Oh gosh.
It's like, no, I mean,
It's like you couldn't get away from knowing that the guy died. Like, oh, whoopee,
Yeah.
like, oh, but at least he's gonna get replaced with somebody just as good. I hope.
well, no. See, I hadn't heard that, so I got mad when she told me that. I hadn't heard that
Yeah, but
It's
it was
like-
making the
Yeah.
rounds on
because
social
he's the
media.
only reason I honestly am watching it.
Yeah, yeah.
The Ahsoka character's okay for me. I'm glad for Cowboy Filoni that he got to bring his vision to life. That's great for
Yep.
him.
Well, wait a minute. Wait.
For me?
What episode did you leave off on? Where are you at?
6 or 7.
So you already saw the cameo.
Yeah.
He fell into the other. Okay.
Yeah.
So you know
Yeah.
that was the big one.
Her in limbo. That
Yeah,
moment. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. And I was like, oh, cool. This is stuff I've seen sort of in the cartoon. Okay, I get it.
Yeah, it expands on that a little bit, but not much.
But I mean, it's all good. I'm not knocking it, but I
Mhm.
know there's definitely some Star Wars fans who are looking at it like because they're
Well,
so
doesn't it
original
feel like-
trilogy centric that when they see the stuff from Clone Wars or stuff from this, or it's not Star Wars to them in the same way. I love it all,
Yeah.
but for me, the big blue guy. That's all I wanted. I wanted him in canon in the Star Wars universe on screen, and because I think Thrawn is because they get the books and the comics and everything, and
I
it's
love the
nice to
Thrawn
have
books.
Thrawn brought in proper.
Yeah.
Because when Disney first took LucasArts, they took that on $4 billion, whatever they spent on it.
Yep.
And then they almost immediately shit on all the books, novels, comics, and stuff to say, oh, this doesn't count. And it's like, are you? Oh, Dan went poof. Yeah, we didn't go poof. He did, right? Okay.
No. Yeah.
It really, I hated it because it's like, how dare you tell us fans, we're the ones who kept everything going. We bought everything. And now you're telling us something doesn't count. We kept that whole universe, video games, comics, novels. We did it.
Yep.
And then you're saying some of it doesn't count. It's like, no, because some of those books had other books and other stories that would feed off of them. And it's like,
Oh yeah.
that was an entire beautiful universe of stuff that was going on. And then you say, oh, it doesn't count. But then they realize, well, that was a mistake because everyone smacked them around for that.
Yep.
But then it's like, why would you crap on? Let's see, let's bring it back up.
There you go.
Hey, why would you crap on a universe of concepts and characters and stuff that we already love?
Oh yeah.
That is just, that what? Because what are you going to do? Reinvent the wheel? Why? You
Wait,
have
which guy?
everything.
Which guy are you talking about? Filoni
Well,
or
Thrawn.
Disney? Oh, Thrawn. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And just what Disney did when they purchased the Star
Mhm.
Wars universe, and then they first said, "Oh, the books, comics, and whatever don't count." Well, it's like, why would you do that to your fan base?
Yeah.
Were they killing off books that were extras and not canon anymore?
Well, they had
Right.
basically said everything that wasn't the movies is not canon. That was their first mistake, and then they started to backpedal, and they realized, oh yeah, that was a big mistake. Because there's a lot of good stuff there, and now they're cherry picking. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't crap on it all.
Well, what's funny is that they have to tie into the sequels somehow, right? So this isn't going to end up in anything.
Well, they're
substantial,
retconning.
right?
They're retconning some stuff slowly.
Yeah.
But are they going to be re-releasing the next trilogy to make up for this stuff connecting to it? No, they're not going to put unless they try doing different things happening in the universe at that time, right? Are they going to lead up to the cloning of Emperor Palpatine, like behind the scenes?
I would really love to see.
Right? Let's go all
in depth,
like an in-depth.
How is he still around?
Mm-hmm.
Like they need to literally tag Vader's ass and follow him around that side of things. You know what I mean? Put a camera on his point of view and let's see him do everything that he was supposed to do. Chase Jedi, chase, all the bad guys, put things in order, for them.
Oh yeah. Give us a 5,
give us
10,
negative
15-year story, whatever it is of him doing
That's right.
what he did.
So that little snippet at the end of what was the Rogue One, right?
Rogue One. By the way, That saved that
re-energized.
movie. It
Saved
the
it.
movie.
Well, no, it was still kind of good, but yeah, you're right. It blew everybody's mind, and then go, yeah, that's what we want. Hello, more, because that's what you want to
We
see.
forgave
right?
we forgave them for everything.
Well,
They gave us that 5 minutes. It's like, yes.
Han Solo was released right before that because they messed up that release, right, with all that crap, and then we got Rogue One right after, and everybody was shitting on Rogue One because they just got Han Solo handed to them on a shit platter. And so that's why, seeing Darth Vader in any capacity was like, yes.
I'll always feel
Right?
bad because that
Right?
Solo, I don't feel was bad, but no one was ever going to accept someone who didn't look like Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
True, but you don't know what he looked like when he was young.
If they had done that story as a cartoon, no one would have had a problem with it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like
No one would
like
have had
the
a
Clone
problem
Wars
with it.
style.
An
Yeah.
animated movie.
Yeah.
No one would
That would
have
have been
had a problem.
enough. Just give us the
And-
background. Give us the background in a nice way, right?
And I think they could do that with so many things they might want to do, and that would be a safe place to do it. Do it in the animated universe.
Well, what you're talking about is like a lot of people crapped on Clone Wars, the animated series. Now they're going back and watching it to figure out all the pre-story to Ahsoka because they're all figuring it out. So now they're like, oh, maybe
and there's good stuff.
Of course, there's because after
like
the
why
first
did
season,
Ahsoka leave, and then what happened to her when the Jedi spanked her, and then when they realized they were wrong, and she's basically.
But just the Mandalorian, the Mandalorian backstory was awesome. The building of that world and Mandalorian, the Siege of Mandalore, all that stuff. And then the whole how did they die? How did they
that's
go?
how smart
that was
Filoni
good stuff,
is.
right?
This was Filoni's revenge when it ended in season 6. He had storyboards and
he kept it all. Yeah,
a little bit of stuff for season 7, which we knew most of the stories about. Some people even fleshed it out, but then they did finally get their chance to do this season 7, which hey, good for them. But the ultimate revenge is where he gets to build an entire TV universe, half of it based on what he did in the cartoon that no one wanted, that Disney didn't want any part of.
And most Star Wars fans didn't care for the animation either. Now they're all like, oh, I got to go find out the story now because now I'm interested. Right? Yeah. So that's the funny part. We'll see how it goes. It's pretty interesting. But yeah, they should do more animated. Like DC did all those animated Batman movies and so on. That kept the fan base going. You know what I mean?
Batman animated series was
amazing.
Stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like people I was listening to somebody talk about that. If they did the next Batman movie like that brand, that theme that they had, that dark, night, DC animated, then you would have a winner, guaranteed, right? We'll see how it all rolls in the future. Ahsoka left because Anakin was her teacher, and she conflicted about the Force. Well, she got blamed, right? She got blamed.
There
was a whole stake they didn't trust
for that. That is son.
And it wasn't. She didn't leave because of Anakin. She left because of the council.
She couldn't stand the Jedi Council.
Yeah.
They blamed her for whatever fake, traitor action that she pulled. But it was actually that other one. Then Anakin got that fleshed out, right? Yeah, that one.
He was Barriss.
Barriss, yeah. So
Barriss Offbeat.
Then she was like, I can't trust the council because they blame me and they should have known better. You know what I mean? Because you don't go and blame somebody right off the bat and say
that was great storytelling.
Of course.
I mean,
of course. And then I would just keep seeing these videos pop up of Darth Maul and Obi-Wan in the desert because they did the animated story there for that one.
Darth Maul.
It just that scene when the guy who played the character discusses how Obi-Wan kicked his ass, essentially, and Darth Maul was completely taken aback. He's like, "Oh, why is this desert rat in this? What's he doing here? This guy's a Jedi general, and what's he doing here?" And then when he finally realizes, like, "Oh, this guy's not just hiding. He's doing some job. He's got. Why would he be on the back end, like the ass backwards part of the universe, doing nothing? No, he's protecting somebody." And then he's like realizing in that fight, he's like, "Oh shit, I've messed up." And that's when he tricked him with the whole, was it Qui-Gon Jinn's set up, and then the stance, and then the old Obi-Wan fighting stance, and then the mature, seasoned, general stance, and he got screwed. What was it? 2 swipes and he was done. I love that. I love seeing those the playback on all those things, right? But Darth Maul coming out of that we need more of that story. Where's the rest of Han Solo? Where the girl joined up with Darth Maul. I want the rest of that.
Yeah, no kidding.
The rest of the pirates, the red group or whatever the hell they call
what's
that
it called?
crap.
Yeah, the red something. But yeah, we want some more of
Red
that.
Hand. I can't remember now.
You know, it
but
would be
yeah,
nice to be able to
there's so
see-
many story elements dangling out there.
Well, even
Yep.
like the Jabba the Hutt story out of the Mandalorian, like how those the brother sister team, what happened to them? You know, how did we get Jabba in the movies?
So I know what happened. She went off. She screwed dragons. She became the mother of dragons. See, that's the end of the story right there.
Too funny.
No one knew. See, now you know.
Oh man, but they got to get their shit together and just kind of like Disney and all the Star Wars
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
Like, give us give the people like something that they can track for the next 20 years. You know,
Mhm.
those movies, they're gonna do a movie every 2 years, 3 years, or 4 years. You know, everything's delayed now. So, but where's the stories? Where's the good stories that'll flesh out all that stuff? Because there's so much more to figure out.
As long as they never
Oh, yeah.
do movies like they did with those three, you know, where the
The
three
third-
movies.
The last
Well-
ones that they just
Well,
had.
the thing is, yeah, the last trilogy, because
they
that was
screwed
just
characters
they
because-
screwed it up.
if
Different
they-
people
these people are
controlling each
force
one.
sensitive. No, like they really should have just been like the force will, you know, they say that force balances out. So if there's so much evil going on in the universe, well, then the force is going to bring in some good guys to balance it out, which was supposed to be what's the guy's name? Finn or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like, come on, give the guy the ability to say, oh, you're going to get trained one day because you're force sensitive. And those when they met those other ones and they were all like intuitive and how did they survive running around on a spaceship in the middle of a battle on the outside of a spaceship? Like, come on. Like they had something special going on or, you know, this was all just fluff.
Well, you know, Star Wars is bad when Mark Hamill, right, criticizes how
That character
is this
being
chick
treated.
who had no training do this and this and this and this.
Yep.
And it's like, I mean, come on, he's the poster boy of Star Wars. He's held it up for so long, even though at times it was ridiculous and bad for his career.
Well, he said in an interview he doesn't know who Luke Skywalker was in that movie. It's like, this isn't Luke Skywalker. It's not the guy I played for 3 movies, right? Like, you know, so they just castrated the character and it's sad, right?
Yeah, I know a part of him died when he did
Yeah.
that, and he cashed the check, and that's fine.
Yeah.
He gets to walk away from it.
But he still gets to play the character outside of the movies, and he's still that original Luke Skywalker. You know, so he's got to be happy. At least that's still kind of happening. But it was always good to see that the kudos, like what's his name, Hayden Christensen, he's getting his kudos now from all the new fans and the next
especially
generation.
considering for how many years he
got shit on.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
yeah. So yeah, no, I'm happy that came full circle, but that still doesn't take away the hurt that guy went through. Because what other movie roles did he have? After?
Someday there's going to be a really good book he's going to write,
Oh.
or with a shadow writer maybe, and he'll talk about the 10 or 20 years that were crap. You know,
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
crazy. Did you get anything else?
He could write that book with the kid who was Anakin for
the
first
little
movie.
guy.
Yeah.
Because that kid ended up in jail and tattooed up.
Did
like,
he really?
Oh, he
Aryan
did.
Nation.
Oh,
No.
he deep end.
He had a rough time. Whatever he got paid was not enough for the way his life ended up. Like,
Yeah.
You know what's funny is I still laugh at the fact that the prequels came in and everybody's like, "Oh, Jar Jar Binks this," and it's all crappy and bad story and stuff like that. But now they go back and go. Nowadays, everybody just says, "Oh, these prequels were awesome. It led up to the story." That's all it is. I'm like, I'm like, it was always just the story it was. How about we just accept or enjoy?
I never shit
Yeah.
on the prequels. I appreciated what Lucas tried to do.
Yeah.
For me, though, the CG,
Yeah.
it was too much.
Yeah.
And it was
had
at
to for that
parts
story.
it's too perfect and
Yeah.
much like Windows wallpaper that we
Yeah.
have on our computers. And it's like the world doesn't look like that. And that bothered me more than anything with stories or big floppy alien ear things and
Yep.
Donald Duck looking mouths for characters you could sell toys of. And I was not offended by anything he really did in the prequels. But some of the visuals in the first 2 anyway. Number 3 I loved. I could watch number 3 over and over. I could watch the lightsaber scene because we watched 2 guys become Jedis.
Yeah.
Where they had to train for 6 months to do 15 minutes perfectly. And and they still pick up swords sometimes and goof around. That's what I love.
But isn't it funny that movie being darker than the other ones was what everybody loved the most out of that trilogy?
Yeah.
Right? Because we got to see the creation of the guy. And I think, hey, question. How would you guys? Because I don't think even though people have spoiled it for my kid kind of thing, and he's coming soon. What order would you watch the movies in to really get that value of figuring out who Darth Vader was before he, gave it up on the Cloud City scene? Would you go original 4, 5, 6 and then go back?
Yeah, 4, 5, 6. That's
Yeah.
the way I would do it for a new person.
Because you still don't know who Darth Vader was until. Well, I'd say that's the thing. Wouldn't it be cool to see Darth Vader turn into, Anakin turn into Darth Vader and then give it up to his son? But yeah, it's hard to figure out.
So I have watched everything in story order now.
Yeah.
Like 1 through.
I mean, I've watched all the movies,
Nine,
whatever
actually.
number of times, but I have sat there and did episode 1, 2, 3,
Yep.
Rogue, and I put Solo in where it should be, and
Okay.
I liked it. The only problem is the visuals. It's not that
I know
any of them fall, but it's like, oh, look how cool this looked, but look how this looked. This is analog, this is digital, but I mean, it works. The story works. You could watch it from episode 1, but as a Star Wars fan, where episode
The original,
4,
was the first.
drive-in theater.
So here, pause that for a second. So we see Star Wars start off with them running away from Darth Vader, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm personally thinking, wouldn't it be awesome to see the character why they're running away? Like watch Rogue One, because it was just kind of a standalone. You see them just kind of, the Empire doing their thing. You still don't know why they're like that.
Yeah.
But then you see Darth Vader at the end kicking ass, and then the very next scene after he's chasing her out the door or them away, then you see them board the ship. I'm just thinking, like, for myself, I haven't done it yet. I want to start those 2 movies back to back and see how that feels.
I think you make a good point that Rogue One is a perfect start.
Like,
to watch it.
It's like your intro to the 4, 5, 6.
Why is this bad guy chasing anybody? Well, Rogue One will tell you why this.
Because then you go after you watch 4, 5, 6 and see that you can go back and figure out the backstory to all that what you just saw.
And it doesn't ruin the mystique of Vader because you don't know his.
You still don't know who he is, but you see this big baddie at the end of the movie, and you're like, oh! And then you see the next one jump right into chasing the shit out of them, right away from what was the name of the planet? Scarif. Scarif. That's it. So I don't know. I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna maybe introduce my kids to that movie because it's though it's not kid friendly and not kid rated, it would still get them into that mood. And also they see the Darth Vader. They know who Darth Vader is because we've seen him at parks and fairs and stuff like that. But I think my ex-wife ruined it for the kids when they said, that at some point they let it slip, and I'm like, but I think maybe you forgot about it, so I want to try again. Such a good scene to see that too, right? It's like, oh, who is this guy? It's like, I'm your father. Like, holy shit! Like, what? You need that mentality to remember.
We've never shied away from having our daughter watch some movies. Maybe
it's a little more adult,
age inappropriate or whatever. But whenever we would do that, we're absolutely having conversations about why this is, or why we allow it, or what's the point of this plot development. It's not just, oh, let's expose them to the crap and hope they're okay. It's like, no, we make a decision like, I think this movie's okay. I think she can handle it. And if there's elements that she can't, then we'll have that discussion. But I don't think I think Star Wars, even the darkest stuff in Star Wars, I don't think is damaging or scarring.
No. You don't see gore. You just see the old troopers go down in a, whatever. That's fine.
I mean, there's definitely elements to a lot of the Star Wars that kind of fits the G.I. Joe cartoon where no one's ever hurt. I mean, they're shooting lasers and like no one dies. And
I'm trying to remember when the 80s, what was the most goriest stuff we saw? And what was it like watching like those Rambo movies and what else? Terminator in the 90s. When
Terminator for sure
came out. But man, we were exposed to anything and everything, and nobody worried about that stuff. Now it's like everybody's too worried about, oh, what's a 5-year-old, not a 5-year-old, but like a 7, 8, 9, 10-year-old going to see? We saw it all anyway. If you were stayed up late enough one night, you were watching something after 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night going, oh, what was that all about?
Yep.
So I remember the old Rogers brown button box.
With the uptown
21 buttons.
I had the cord, right?
All super channel and what? With the brown cord.
Yeah.
And you flip it and there's a couple channels that are kind of in blue and black, and like depending on the time of day or night, and it's like you turn your head a certain way, and you saw stuff you shouldn't see.
Dude, we had the pay-per-view one, the jacked one, where the broken one, where you could get pay-per-view to scramble.
Oh, okay.
And all the stuff you saw in there is like, woo! It's like we saw it all. And on
we couldn't afford to pay our cable guy to, hey, can you adjust that screw so the signal comes in cleaner? No, we couldn't afford that. But yeah. But early in the morning you hit that button right, and sometimes you would just hold it a certain way. It's like it looks.
Well, what's funny, you could still hear
scrambles
audio.
But that was the best part.
That was the craziest part. You could hear the audio, and you're like, "What is going on there?"
Yeah.
Holy smokes! Oh, shoot!
You got to turn it down. I don't want mom and dad to hear this.
Yep.
So funny. What's weird though is that, so I'll give you a heads up on something. 6:30 at night, Sunday, I think it was. City TV would do their fashion show. What was her name? Janine something. But she was
Fashion
TV, FTV, yeah. So when she started, I was like, it was always on every week. They did their thing. You could watch semi-nude chicks coming down the runway, or sheer stuff, or all out nude, like half or whatever, with some fashion on them. And it was like fashion. You're like, it's totally normal. And you're like, I don't need to wait till midnight to see something.
They also ran. Also ran the Baby Blue movies.
Oh yeah, after 9. Yeah.
Or later.
Bravo and Showcase, I think, were the big ones for that too. Yeah, because
later.
I remember,
but I'm talking,
dude. I remember the progression of swear words on TV at the time. It was after 11, then it became 10 o'clock, and then it became 9 o'clock, and you're like, wow, okay, it's 9 o'clock, and you got a bunch of F-bombs and stuff. I'm like, this is crazy, because movies and stuff would play at nighttime at that time, like. But yeah, City TV had that progression backwards of the censorship time. It was very interesting. I watched too much TV.
We all did.
They
just had the 40th or 50th anniversary of the Much Music one.
They did a little retro thing for it, didn't they? 30th anniversary, like from the 80s.
Well, it had to be even older than that.
40. No, they were, because
this would have been stuff that we would have watched in 85,
so
86.
So 40 years, right?
Yeah.
Turned 40. But yeah, that was fun. That was Friday night. Speakers
Corner. Because they brought back George Lagianos. I know I'm butchering that name.
Sure, I forgot.
Because he was the first videographer for City TV.
Oh, was he?
Where he would hold his own camera and talk, like he was that guy.
Yeah. But you know what's my favorite thing from Much Music was Speaker's Corner. Bring that back. Awesome. Bring it back.
Now, did you ever in your life go to Speaker's Corner?
No, I went to see it, but I never went in it.
So, okay. Well, I mean, towards the end, it was a toonie.
Okay.
But it was, the reason they had to get rid of it, it's not that its time had passed.
Okay.
But the reason they had to get into it, because homeless people would do all manner of things in that booth.
Ooh, gross.
No,
gross.
It was.
Gross.
But it was hilarious because, they're getting recordings of the stuff, whether you put money in there or not. But, yeah, it was bad.
Funny. That's funny. Yeah, well, that's downtown TO.
But that was a piece of history, that corner.
It's the building's still there.
And then when the building's still there, Bell owns it. And the car
still has the truck sticking out.
Truck is still sticking out of the roof,
Bell owns
of the wall. Bell owns it now, and Dan's locked up.
I'm gone again. There I am.
There we go.
I don't know. It's my screensaver or something. I don't know. Weird.
You guys screensaver?
No, I just something's not right. I got booted off the internet before. I'm on my mobile hotspot because I didn't trust my internet. But did it come back on the same one? No, it's still cool. It's funny. My internet router name for Wi-Fi is this costs too much. I've had this, so when everybody does their Wi-Fi check, it's like this costs too much. 5G.
There's someone here in my building. Yeah. I'm hacking your account. I love.
Oh, really? Oh, I had a neighborhood in my neighborhood.
That was brilliant.
I had RCMP. I had something. There's a bunch of funny ones that people would do. But I've had this one for like 10 years where this costs too much. And I just whatever. It's for fun. It's a little stupid shit like that.
Well, you know, I've dabbled in some naughty stuff. And one of the things I would do is I'd create what's called a honeypot.
Oh yeah.
And so, and most of your routers will do this for you just fine, where you could set up a real easy setup for guests or whatever. So you have a what's called a public visible SSID.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can see it. Oh, look at all the, and look, there's, so you make it something that looks like it's easy. Of course, it's not protected, or it has ridiculous password protection like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they think they're doing something
Oh, I see.
with the
So
whole idea
you're
that
just
they
laying
get
a
in.
trap, more like it. Yeah.
Because coming into a network is actually a symbiotic. It's a two-way.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, because if they get into you, you can get into them, right?
Partially, depending on what they've done
Or you
to
can
protect
see
themselves.
their info more like it, right?
Well, like for example, I could feed them stuff I want them to see,
yeah.
and then trick them into doing stuff.
Ah, yeah. Click here.
But
Try
yeah.
this. Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, you can have a little fun if you're a little bit nefarious, and so yeah, people got to be really careful. I've already told you guys this. Like, if
Yeah,
you
stay
don't
away
need
from
to,
open
don't do
Wi-Fi,
it. Don't go
public.
into
Yeah,
someone
yeah.
else's
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
if you don't
Yeah,
need to. If you're desperate, fine, be careful. But yeah, I
Well, I
don't
just
recommend it.
heard a story of somebody who fell for that trap, the spoofing trap, where they got the email or message to the bank and they'll, oh, you need to log in to check your balance and this and that, and then they logged into the thing, and then within like minutes they had $1,800 fly out of their account via some
e-checks probably.
yeah,
You can write
e-check
e-check
or
against your bank account.
yeah, it literally was just a boom, 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 two in
Jeez.
a row, and it was like $3,600 they got, and then the bank covered it, luckily. But that would be a scenario where bank could just be like, "You're shut out of luck. You shouldn't have clicked on that link."
Yeah.
So, oof.
So here's a bad one. Okay,
Yeah,
Apple Watch, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. You could put your, and I'm an Apple guy, but you gotta be careful. So you can put your bank cards or your Apple Pay or whatever on your watch.
Yeah.
Okay, it seems convenient. First thing I disable, but some people, I see people going to McDonald's.
So are you trying to people could just tap with their watch?
You can. You absolutely can.
Ooh.
Well, here's the thing. So
That's dangerous.
not the hardest thing to steal. Look how easy that comes off, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you have the default kind of bands, mine's a
Yeah,
knockoff, but it's the same thing.
Yeah. All you need is a little distraction.
Now
and
they
goes your watch,
so they
right?
get your phone
Oh,
and they lift your watch off you.
sure. Yeah.
Now, even if they can't figure out maybe your passwords for your phone, if you're into the phone, okay,
Yeah.
and they grab that phone because you're not looking because you put it down,
They'll
and
keep
if
it
they're
open.
able to get this off you,
Yeah.
now they can go to many places and they can start doing tap, 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 even if this isn't set up for tap.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Danger.
it
And
can.
what's funny is I always heard
Convenience is
about how
great, but you got to be careful.
why people have RFID blocker wallets and stuff like that. Because literally, some of you could walk up to your back pocket, like imagine mass transit, and literally just have a tap, 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 tap all the way across, and that's all automatic, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And they can. What are they charging you? Anything under $100 is going to be automatic, no pin necessary.
Well, it depends on what you set up, right?
Right?
You can set up
You
a
got
lot
200,
more.
1,000, like that's dangerous.
And the fine
yeah.
print of your banking agreements on your cards, you got to be
You
careful.
tapped, you're shut out of luck. You tapped,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
You asked
Like
for it.
I think the TD has, while they have a lot of great protection, if you add functionality for your watch or whatever, you got to look at that fine print because
you don't
they
know
are
what's
not
covered,
going to be
right?
cool with you when you call them, say, "Hey, XYZ happened in the last 18 hours," and they go, "Too bad."
Yeah,
Yeah.
the last fraud I caught on a credit card was when they looked into it, they right away were like, "Oh, it's a manual transaction." And I'm like, "Oh, so somebody got my ex's number, inputted it manually. How the hell did they get the credit card CVC or whatever?" It didn't matter. It just either way, they took care of it right away. They're like, "Oh shit, manual transaction. This doesn't count." Because who does manual transactions like input manually numbers anymore.
Yeah.
So that was a big red flag. Well, one was the red flag that wasn't normal. It was in another location, and it was a manual transaction, which really solidified, yeah, that's fraud. But
Mhm.
who gets the number and does it manually in a store in another city?
Yeah.
So that's where I'm wondering. Where did this card get copied?
So here's a new one.
Yeah.
Well, it's not new, but so more and more bank cards and credit cards now, you'll notice don't have any numbers on the front of the card.
The
anymore.
embossed ones, right? Yeah.
Yeah, the old school embossed ones. Because no one's doing anymore with the paper.
Mhm.
Remember that?
Yep.
Yep.
So, but they're all being printed on the back.
Yeah, actually,
Don't give any, especially in the restaurant. Don't let
Mhm.
anyone touch your card.
Yeah.
Because if
Well,
they got
worse-
a good memory, if they have a good memory,
yeah, you can get CVC everything.
because you don't need to memorize a whole Visa card, let's say.
No, just the last
The last handful of digits plus
last
the
two
CVV.
groups. Yeah, last two groups.
Because the first 6 or 8 digits are the same for Visa, and then MasterCard has theirs. And
it's the bank. The banks all have their own first, right?
so don't ever give up possession of that card. You hold it, you grab the terminal, you do your own thing.
Yeah.
Don't hand it over.
In the
Even if you're
States-
trusting, don't.
In the States, they still take your card to the terminal at wherever they have it, and a lot of people still talk about that. How here we just tap and everything's private, it's in your hand or whatever. But down there, they actually walk away with your card and come
Wow.
back with it.
Yeah, I'd say I wouldn't
Right?
be cool with that.
I'd be like, I'll walk up to your terminal. Let's go.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Way better.
Yeah.
Well, there's our service announcement for the day.
Yeah, that's our
Doctor.
PSA for the night. We'll end on that awesome note.
Too funny. All right, guys. Have a great weekend.
Yeah,
you too.
Have a good Thanksgiving, and thanks for
you too.
hanging. And we'll do this again soon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sounds
have a
good.
good night. Cheers.
Peace.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thanks for hanging, Jordan. Boom.